All right, let's do this shit. Howdy. You are in the right place for the right questions. I'm James Victori, and I want to get into it today. I have a new tool for all of you, and I call it the perfect page. And I'm going to share it with you at the end of this podcast. I just came up with a completely new way to change your mindset or to realign your thoughts with your goals, right? Your thoughts with your actions. This is extremely important because if we don't align our thoughts and our actions, what happens is we split our energy, right? We send confusion out into the universe and down into our soul, into our brain, into our thoughts, into our actions, into our relationships. Oh, hell, you get the picture. So, no split energies is the goal. Whew. And that's what happens when we have beautiful, worthy goals of getting paid to do what we love, but we stay at a soul-sucking job, right? We split our energy. And how did I come out with this idea? Let me tell you. Here's how the idea came about. We got a question in from one of our newest pals, Katie. Great to hear from you. Thank you for joining. And I read it, I loved it, and Katie generously agreed that I can share it here with the group. So here we go with Katie's version of her letter. I recently closed down my online shop, and I've stopped sharing my work. It became like a job, and I didn't want to do it. But now I suspect I listened to the wrong thoughts. And they persuaded me that it wasn't worth anything and it wasn't needed. The urge to create is still in me. I draw in a sketchbook every day, which lights me up. It kind of feels like I was supposed to take a pause to realign my beliefs and reconnect to my playful self. Does anyone else feel playful and powerful in their work? But as soon as money gets involved, the energy changes. It gets a little stale or heavy. What's that about? In creating for ourselves, do people gravitate towards it because they see someone not playing by the rules? Or being concerned about being liked? Or doing what they should do instead of creating things that they just want to? Katie, there's so much goodness in here. Oh my goodness, there's so much goodness in here. And in the particular lies the universal, right? So you, Katie, are speaking for everyone in your question, right? In the particular lies the universal. In your fear and in your desires are all of ours. So thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your authenticity and vulnerability. Because of those powers in you, we all get to learn and move forward. So I'm going to break this question down to its 5 freaking powerful parts. That's what we do here at The Right Questions, right? This is how we create the right questions. It's not just questions, but the questions within the questions. The questions that break us down and allow us to see ourselves and see our foibles and see our mysteries and see our fears and stir up change. Okay, I said 5 parts. Here's the first part. You wrote, I recently closed down my online shop and stopped sharing my work. It became like a job I didn't want to do. But now I suspect I listened to the wrong thoughts, which persuaded me it wasn't worth anything and wasn't needed, etc. Hey, we are all familiar with those wrong thoughts. These are the lies that we tell ourselves. And we know they are lies, right? Because they don't feel like ours. They don't feel like our voice. They feel alien or like they're someone else's. And it feels like we don't even deserve these voices. And the reason is because we don't. Because they are someone else's voice. They're the voice of fear. These are the pre-recorded voices of our subconscious, our ego, that wants to keep us safe, wants to keep us small. These are the voices from our past, and they are wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Any inside, any interior voice that tells you no is not yours. Any voice that tells you you're not good enough, they won't like it, what if, all the what ifs, those are not yours. And knowing this is the first step. That's the first step, which is awesome. Also, a complete side note is about the work you're doing, Katie, and everybody else. Please, please, please understand that it's not about your work. It's never about your work. It's about how you think about your work. It's about how it makes you feel to make your work. And how good are you at getting it out the door? That's the important part about the work. So recognize those wrong thoughts, yes. And about the work, I beg you to keep going. The second part of your question sounds like this. The urge to create is still in me. I draw in a sketchbook every day, which lights me up. Yes, yes, and yes. Your words are 100% accurate. Do the work that lights you up. Listen, there's an old way of making money, right? They used to say, find out what the world needs, right? Find out the thing the world needs and cater to that. Make that thing. And I find that very, that's the word, distracting. Distracting because it's filling a void, true, but it also negates what you actually want. What you're actually good at, what you're actually made for. It may lead you to doing work you don't care for, or work that's not within your creative periphery. If I really wanted to get into make money, I might get into real estate, or I might in where I live, I might get into construction. There's a shit ton of construction around here. Is that what I want to do? No. Is that what I'm good at? Yeah, I'm good at anything, so I could get good at it. Is that a waste of my talents? Fuck yes. But this is how we get like real estate agents and baristas and salespeople, even construction workers, who deep in their core are Picasso. Deep in their core are creative geniuses who just need a little push to get their voice out there. Right now, you're thinking, oh man, I wish James Victore could be my mentor, my guru. Hell, I wish he was my coach. Well, you can make that happen. Go to yourworkisagift.com. There's a questionnaire that will probably help you out, but it'll also give you access to a free call. So let's talk. Let's free you from overwhelm and creative frustration. Let's build your business and help you get paid to do what you love. Again, go to yourworkisagift.com. Let's talk. The way to make money is to understand this. You want to know what the world wants? The world wants you. The world wants you at your best, at your most authentic and audacious. You want to know what the world wants? The world wants to see you lit up. And they will pay to see you lit up. Awesome. Here's the third part of Katie's letter. It kind of feels like I was supposed to take a pause and realign my beliefs and reconnect to my playful, creative self. Yes, it does kind of feel like that. Where does it feel like that? Not in your brain. No, your brain is where the ego and the subconscious is. No, your brain lies to you. It feels like that in your gut. This is important to know because your gut is your second brain. Have you heard that before? The second brain? You know that the gut has an extensive network of neurons called the enteric nervous system. And it uses the same chemicals and cells as the brain. And it alerts the brain when something is wrong. Right? So your gut can't create art or write poetry for you, but it not only helps in digestion, but with your mood and your health and even the way you think. So learn to trust those feelings. Learn to trust those feelings. We've got to get better at trusting our gut. And yes, taking a pause and reconnecting with our playful selves sounds like something we should do every morning. Like it makes perfect sense for all of us to do. We need to check in with ourselves and see and feel where we are every day. And if it doesn't feel good in your gut, then I suggest making some changes. Here's the fourth part. Does anyone feel playful and powerful in their work? But as soon as money gets involved, the energy changes. It's like it gets stale or heavy. What's that about? What's that about? Well, it's about money, of course. Specifically, worth and value. And more specifically, our worth and our value. Plus, when our creativity bumps up against money, it becomes something else, right? It becomes something more real. Not just this thing I made because I wanted to, because I loved it, because I felt like it, but now I have to judge the value of it. And our sphincters tighten, and self-doubt comes in, and the play goes out. But again, everything is perspective, right? And everything is just a mindset. It's about how you think about it. That is super important for this entire podcast, how you think about it. And this is why knowing your value is important. Because money is congealed energy. That's what Joseph Campbell called it. So when we sell our work for money, it's an exchange of energy. Like I put my energy into my work. You use your available energy in the form of money to purchase it. So we trade energies back and forth. And it's important for us, the creator, to take the emotion out of that. And when we can start to not only understand, but freaking believe that our work has value for others, that it helps others and makes their lives better and more beautiful, then we start to see our own value. And we can price our work and ourselves accordingly. Finally, the fifth part. Although I wish this went on forever because it's so good. There's so much goodness in here. Okay, fifth part. In creating for ourselves, do people gravitate towards it because they see someone not playing by the rules or being concerned about being liked or doing what they should do instead of creating because they wanted to? Katie and y'all, everybody's, did you ever watch Prince perform? Did you ever see him on stage? Or really any musician you dig performing on stage. It's beautiful, right? It's beautiful. A person exuding that energy, exuding that weird kid, that thing that they love, immersed in it. It's inspiring. Prince is such a great example for me because he's so unapologetically himself. Like zero fucks given, seriously. Can you imagine after every song he paused and he asked the audience, was that okay? Right? What a bummer that would be. What a killjoy. Bring the energy down. You want confidence. You want bravado. You want to be reminded what you're capable of. And that's why we're inspired, because he speaks to that part of us. Or do you think Quentin Tarantino gives a rat's ass what you think about his movies or whether you will like his movies? No, he makes the movies he wants to see. Katie, we create out of love. We create because we want to. There is no better reason. Judging your offerings is like spitting on a gift that you're giving. Here, I made this for you. And comparing your work with anything, anytime you compare your work, you kill all creativity. So be conscious of that. We love to see people perform and act with no rules, no boundaries, no hang-ups, because they inspire that in us. And because I wanna, that's a perfect reason. And maybe the only reason to create. You don't need to justify creating or making. It was because I wanna. I use that all the time. Well, it sounded funny at the time. And it still sounds funny. Damn, what great stuff from one question. That was a multiple question, but what great stuff. Thank you, Katie. And thank you, the universe. And now, that brings us to the perfect page. The perfect page, right? So I have said to you, probably more than once, this idea, or shared with you this idea of tell them what to think, right? Tell your viewer. So no one has to guess about your work or who you are. Tell them who you are. Tell them what to think about you, right? Well, now we're turning that thought on ourselves. We're going to tell ourselves what to think, right? Tell your brain what to think of when it goes astray, because it does go astray, right? So we're going to start by writing down on one page what you want your mind to think. You got that? Because we all have voices telling us the wrong thoughts. That we're not worth anything, that our work sucks or isn't worthy or is not good enough, or how am I going to do this, or blah, blah, blah. All these fear-based thoughts. And these all come from the pre-recorded voices, right? They're not ours. They're just fear-based thoughts. Even my own beautiful future is too often clouded with a fog. Cue the foghorn, right? And the only way to lose that darkness is to replace it with sunshine. The only way to lose those wrong thoughts is to replace them with beautiful thoughts. It's very much like when you have a song in your head. You're like, oh my God, I got this song in my head. You know the only way to get it out, right? The only way to get it out is to replace it with something equally catchy. That's how it works. That's how our mind works. So here's the perfect page. Write down on one page what you want your mind to think and read it aloud every day. Even edit it or rewrite it every day. What we're doing is we're creating a new and positive mindset. And just for fun, I rewrote Katie's letter. I've rearranged her words to let the sunshine in. So here's an example of what Katie's may feel like. I listened to the wrong thoughts and they told me I wasn't worth anything. But the urge to create lights me up every day. So I need to realign my beliefs and reconnect to my playful self. I will not play by the rules or be concerned what anyone else is doing or saying, and I will create the damn things I want to. It's different, right? Now, Katie and everyone else, go write your perfect page. Align your brain. Tell it what to think. Instead of all those dreadful thoughts that aren't true, that lead you down dark, narrow paths. And if you're really awesome, you'll share yours on the Discord channel, so we can share all of our ideas. I'm sure yours will influence other people. And there's no reason to hoard your idea. Share it and let's all rise together. Listen, thank you all for being here. And thank you to our diehard friends and our new subscribers like Katie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you guys have questions, hit us up. Hit us up. And if you have, if you have suggestions on how to make this whole project better, hit me up. I want to know. I'm a smart, talented guy, but you know what? I have a sea of great talent following this podcast. You guys are amazing. Let me know what you want. I'm James Victori. I love the hell out of you. You guys are so fucking awesome. I'll talk to you later. Adios.